have never coded a single line in my life, maybe a year straight, not knowing if it's ever going to be as good as necessary, as good as we want it. Fast forward to today, we are charging a minimum of $10,000 a setup fee. We have over 100 testimonials from coaches with millions of followers on Instagram. Welcome, and today we're going to talk about how we have built a 100K per month AI agency in the past 2 years, how we are maintaining it, and what we're planning going forward here. So I'm 32 years old, he's 25 years old. We have met 7 years ago in Cyprus. We didn't have much contact for a couple of years until we found each other again in Koh Phangan, Thailand in 2023 randomly, and we said, yo, let's go training or let's go party, just to see each other. And then from that moment on, we literally spent every single day together, trained together, worked together, partied hard together every single day for 6 weeks. And this is how we became best friends. And it was very clear to us that we have to start a business together. So we didn't have a business idea and search a founder or a partner. It was the other way around. I knew I have my bro on my side. Now we're ready to start a company together. And it literally happened like 4 months later. After seeing Liam Otley's video about AI automation agencies, I was sure this is what we need. I showed him the video and it was all clear and decided. We immediately whipped out the logo, the name, the domain in the same evening. So speed is really crucial. We didn't overthink this. I did that in the past a lot. We simply came up with a name, came out with a logo, came up with the domain, and we were done. We also have a third co-founder, which you're rarely seeing, or probably never. Maybe you'll see her at some point. Semira, she's my right and left hand, I would say. And I worked with her for now 10 years in total. AI sales agency is what we were focusing on for the past 2 years. And even more specifically, after doing a lot of sales agents, we did a lot of WhatsApp agents, SMS agents, voice agents for real estate, for agencies, for any kind of business. We started to niche down more. So our current offer is the OmniFusion AI sales system. Our ICP is coaches that do at least $25,000 to $50,000 per month already, because they need to have motion for the system to actually have an impact. They have to sell high ticket, so it needs to be something that you are selling through a sales call, and you need to use Instagram or Facebook as your lead acquisition method. That's the qualification we have. That's the clients we're working with right now. The average client we're working with has, I would say, 300,000 to 400,000 followers on Instagram, gets like thousands of DMs or comment triggers or messages on a monthly basis, already works with at least 2 appointment setters in his team, and is doing roughly $100,000 to $150,000 per month. Increasing, obviously, because after a couple of months of working with us, our whole goal is to make these coaches more money, because if they do not make more money with our solution, they will stop paying us. And that's definitely not something we want. And that's also not something that's happening right now. So apparently our solution seems to work quite well. Super happy about that. Cool. So now you know a bit of a background, you know the system, you know the product that we're selling. How are we actually selling it, and how did we start getting clients? So going back to the beginning, our first initial clients came from Instagram cold outreach. And this is a whole fucking story in itself, and how it went down the rabbit hole from there. But I started doing cold outreach on Instagram, messaging Instagram growth coaches about an AI avatar persona or something. We called it AI avatar something. So that means we literally took all of their content, took the transcribes, and back then in GPT-3 or GPT 3.5 times, trained GPT on all the knowledge we got from the content, so we could put the AI into the DMs to answer messages. For the time back then, 2 years ago, it was enough to get a huge wow factor in the industry. But yeah, also GPT was just retarded. I mean, comparing GPT-3 to GPT-5 or to Claude, Opus 4.6 is like 100x in between. So that was our first couple solutions. The offer we had, that's the interesting part. This is why I had an easy time closing clients, to be honest. Doing cold outreach manually in the beginning, then I started automating it. Then I was pissed that the automations out there are not good enough. Then we started building Auto IGDM. Then Auto IGDM became the biggest brand in cold DMs in the whole space, which it still is till today. So yeah, one thing led to the other. However, getting back to the offer was as simple as genius and a no-brainer offer, I would say, because especially when you starting out, you should not be profit focused. especially if it's a new industry, a new business, or something that you don't have the best experience in. Because as Alex Hormozi says, if you start something, you will be shit at it. And you first of all need to start becoming less shit at it before you can charge money or charge more for it. And this is exactly what we did. Our offer was, yo, if you're interested in replacing yourself in the DMs or your setters with AI, the offer is as follows. We're gonna build it out for you completely for free. $0 setup fee, but it's important to anchor this. I always said, usually we charge 3K for this, but currently we're collecting more testimonials. So I want to offer this for free to you in exchange for a killer testimonial if you like what we built. And this is, till this day, one of our best testimonials that we have ever gotten, and testimonials that brought us so many more business after that. You can even see those testimonials on the website right now. So yeah, we said 0 setup fee. We will deliver the solution to you. You can test it out. If you like it, cool, you can keep it, and we're just gonna charge you $500 per month as a retainer. If you do not like it, no bad feelings, all good. We just part ways, and you didn't lose anything. This was the offer, and it worked out amazingly well. There was literally just one client who didn't accept it after seeing the product. And funny enough, this client was an appointment setting coach. So he also gave us a testimonial because he said the solution is too good that he can use it right now because it basically threatens his business. And other than that, everyone accepted it. Everyone liked the solution that this guy built himself back then. No team, no AI engineers, nothing, just him and fucking bot press, I guess, back then. Voice flow, but oh yeah, OG voice flow. True.
Those were their golden days.
Those were the golden days, yeah, definitely. And we delivered the solution in like a week or two. We gave them a demo. They usually liked it. I mean, it was a big wow factor back then that if an AI can speak in your language and knows the content that you have shared on Instagram, was kind of cool. And this is how we onboarded our first few clients, got our first MRR, first $500, stacked up to 1,000, stacked up to 2,000. And after we have had 3 or 4 clients with this offer, we collected the testimonials and started charging a setup fee to the other ones, because now we could prove, yo, these guys have 100,000 of followers, they like our solution, they vouch for us, so go ahead, buy my product and pay my setup fee. Fast forward to today, we are charging a minimum of $10,000 setup fee, which is probably going to increase soon as well because the demand is higher than what we can deliver. On top of it, this gives us the breathing room to have the best AI engineers in the world. The AI engineers in Emil's team are both from the US, extremely expensive guys, but extremely knowledgeable and extremely experienced and trained on all our clients. So our clients know they will get the best treatment ever. And Emil said this really, really well a couple days ago when someone asked you, yo, are you not diverting your attention too much with all these clients? I think Dean, we just onboarded Dean White, shout out to you, a couple days ago in person here. He did the onboarding.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said like, yo, doesn't this take too much of your time or something like that?
Yeah. And I said every single client gets anything necessary to make them more successful. It doesn't matter what it takes, we're gonna make them successful.
Yeah.
And that was the line.
Late nights, weekends, whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't really matter. Our whole purpose and goal is, it's also important, maybe that's a nugget, do not try to sell AI solutions. Never sell the system, never sell the plane ticket, never sell the benefits of your solution. You actually need to sell them the end result. And the end result we are selling, and why we're charging this much, I mean 10K is the setup fee, but the LTV for a whole year is 30K plus minimum. Some clients pay us 50K, 60K, 70K, and apparently there's good reasons for it, otherwise they wouldn't do it. And the whole reason for this is that we are making them more money. If I decide in the call that a lead is qualified in some sense, that means that I believe that we can make them more money while also saving them a lot of cost. If they have 5 appointment setters, we replace 4 of them, we keep the superstar, we make him the DM team, and the AI takes care of all the conversations, and that one person overviews it, manages it if necessary, and does a couple things that the human still needs to do. However, the AI has advantages that humans simply can't match. And it's cheaper, it's faster, it never sleeps, it has so many advantages. And once a client sees that and sees the proof that we have, now we have over 100 testimonials from coaches with millions of followers on Instagram using our solution right now. So it's really not hard to sell this, I have to say. I'm always flexing with 100% close rate on fucking qualified leads in the call, and he can approve that that's the case. Every qualified lead that lands in a call with me is a closed deal. So I'm not saying, yo, I have a sales call right now. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna collect the payment at this point. And I'm very grateful about that, but also we have built the product and the offer so meticulously that it sells itself. I do not sell with emotion in these calls, so there's not an info offer or something I need to push people into. I literally only sell with logic. We're selling to people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars. These are very knowledgeable and experienced people in the market, so I sell with logic and it always works. Why? Because the logic simply makes sense. The math is mathing. Yo, get us in, save cost, make more money. I kind of promise. In a sense, I don't even have a guarantee, but people see it as a guarantee because everyone we work with vouches for us, for them making more money, having less headache, less overhead, needing less managers, no pain with appointment setters whatsoever, and just being able to focus on content and ads and closing, which we now started helping with as well with good partners. So yeah, long story short, the offer is important, especially if you're in the beginning. Collect testimonials as soon as you can, even if it means working for free. It's not working for free, you work for a testimonial, and have unlimited proof of what your product does and what it sells. Never sell the plane ticket, sell the vacation, sell the feeling of them sitting at the beach. Do not sell going to the airport, packing your bags, and the plane ticket and all of this stuff. You should know that, but it's very, very important, and that's why I close 100% of the leads, because I tell them exactly what they're gonna get out of working with us and not what we are going to technically do for them. Yeah. You want to add anything?
No, I'd say obsessing about the product is very important.
Yeah.
To make sure that it's actually good, and it takes a long time. I'd say nowadays prompting is the most important thing, plus infrastructure, and making sure you have everything in place to actually deliver the service at scale. And then obsessing about the client's business actually goes above both of those two. If you can actually understand the client's business, what they want, their needs, their style, their tone, that's going to make your service better than any other one. If you actually understand their niche, understand their needs, and understand what they want.
Yeah. I mean, he's responsible for the product at the agency. I'm responsible for making the money and all this other stuff. But if he wouldn't have obsessed about the product, and it was hard, bro. He had dark days, I promise. Like, a lot. Maybe a year straight. While we were working on the solution, not knowing if it's ever going to be as good as necessary, as good as we wanted. He just ran through everything, ran through the doubt, ran through self-doubt, through objections, through anything that came along the way. For us to be at this point where we are right now, where we can 100% convinced say this is the best AI sales system for Instagram on the market. And if you know anyone else, put them in the comments. I'm ready for a one-on-one comparison any day. And yeah, respect to this guy making my life easy selling the solution, literally.
Let's go.
And just to set the scene where we are and what we do, I think that's the next nugget and the next value that I can spread here. Anything is possible in a year or two in your life. Your life can completely change with locking in for a year or two. Depends on what the goal is, or even faster. But a year or two can change the whole trajectory of your life. Just to set the scene, where it's Monday morning, I think 10:30 or 11 a.m. We're sipping iced Americanos in a Porsche convertible in South Africa, in Cape Town, driving around, recording content, ripping this car, just having fun, blessing people, blessing ourselves, and working. And obviously, this also comes with 12-hour lock-ins. So we're not always driving around because we don't have a lifestyle brand. We're not selling info. We're actually selling products. But this comes with it. So we can afford to do this on a Monday morning and even make it valuable by recording content. And to set the scene even better, yesterday we've had the whole day with the Porsche with like 8 cars. We drove out and had fun with Leah Motley, Akil Wade, Sean was there, Yanis Moore was there, Paulina was there. Who else was there? We had a couple more people. So we had fun. It was boys' trip. We recorded content. We were fucking around with the Porsche. We were going for food. It was just a blessed day. And we didn't have those days 2 years ago. Didn't have the money to do it. Didn't have the connections to do it. Didn't have the, to be honest, location freedom and time freedom that we kind of have now. And this just goes, and we started at zero. Like he me and our third co-founder, 0% $0 investment, $0 money in the bank, no experience. Samira also never coded in her life. Zero experience technically, zero experience with AI. But you know what? We fucking made it work, and so can you. And to be honest, we needed 2.5 years to get to this point. Wow, the sign, bro. This car has a fucking license plate saying CEO. I want that. On the BMW, by the way. And we have just made it work. And if you start today with the availabilities and with the LLMs and AI we have these days, you can speedrun this. If I would start the same thing now, I would say 9 months, maybe, instead of 2 years, maybe 6 to 9 months to get to this point. And yeah, now it's becoming more interesting and more important, not what you can build, because now everyone can build anything, but what USPs you have, what experience you have while building, what is your USP that AI cannot provide. For example, our SaaS LeadGram AI, everyone can build a SaaS these days, but nobody has access to a database of 100 million Instagram leads. So you can build LeadGram as the front end, but you will not have the back end. Same with the AI solution. The solution is just so good because he has done it over 100 times and knows exactly what's necessary to provide the clients with the solutions we're providing them. And DM Tracker is unique because it just fits into the OmniFusion AI sales system. It is soon to have a meta integration by default, and whatever SaaS you build, you cannot ask Claude to implement the meta integration for the API. Yeah. To round this up, what we are going to focus on from this point on, or what I'm going to focus on, I can only speak for myself. First of all, we're continuing the generational lock-in that we're experiencing in the last 12 days. I'm literally sleeping 4 to 6 hours a day on average, which is not healthy, but I live healthy enough the rest of my life so I can afford this time to lock in for fucking 20 hours a day, because every hour right now puts me ahead of everyone else in this world. I am Claude coding the shit out of it for like 12 days straight. He does the same, and our main goal now is to automate every single part of our business so we can focus on other things while our business is running. That's the main point right now. Second, it's learning Claude and Claude learning us and building tools to share with you. So giving you the free sauce. If I need 12 hours of Claude code sessions to learn a specific skill, I can simply compact that skill in an MD file and give it to you.
Starting again.
Perfect. Boys and fast cars, bro. Never-ending love. After locking in for another month, running a couple more masterminds with Liam and Akil, locking into Cloud Code and automating our business, my next step and probably my focus for this year is going to improve my in-person experiences. For example, in May, we're going to be on stage at Josh Mooney's mastermind. He has 1.3 million followers on Instagram, and we're gonna talk at his mastermind next to 5 other big speakers that are well known. We're gonna talk about AI, the solutions, and how to put it into a sales related framework. So that's gonna be insane. If you want to see that speech at some point, I'm probably gonna upload it to YouTube for sure. So subscribe to this channel to see that speech. We've also spoken on stage last week or 2 weeks ago at the AI Mafia Mastermind, which we hosted. And if you want to see that speech, it's gonna be uploaded in the next couple of days as well. So follow me, this channel, OmniFusion's channel, follow him at Emil I. And my main focus for this year is gonna improve the in-person experiences, build more connections, have more times that I can appreciate with the boys, with Liam, with Akil, with my boy obviously, with anyone else that we're gonna meet. So just to put more brain juice into the in-person experiences, because I think that's gonna be more and more important. First of all, your network is your net worth. And second of all, it's just so much fun to roll around with other successful, rich and smart boys, because these in-person experiences are getting more and more valuable while AI is taking care of automating our businesses. And I think that's the theme of this year. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something new. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this and more sauce in the future. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
See ya.